All right, here we go. Gateway Motorsports Park, St. Louis, Missouri. We welcome you into a little late night broadcasting of the TI Racing Truck Series season. Race number 6 here from St. Louis. I am the captain. We welcome you in and appreciate you joining us. I know it's a little later in the evening, but it's okay. We're going to have some fun and get some racing in. Just got done with the ARCA series or Gen 4 series from TI. At Auto Club, and looking forward to broadcasting that later this week. But tonight, we're going to take care of the truck race from Gateway. This is the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series here from the track formerly known as Gateway. We know it as that, but it's actually Worldwide Technology Raceway is this track. It is a 1.25 mile oval, and it features a lot of interesting characteristics about it. All from, let's see, different degrees of banking in the corners, shifting, and a whole bunch of stuff to it. But before we get to the race, let's show you the point standings. As we enter this race, Nick Leo leads by 2 over Stephen Miles, Tim Averill 3rd, Chris Lewis, Zach Mertes, your top 5. That 4th place driver, you're not going to see him in this race. That's the reason why this broadcasted race is happening now. It's because Chris said, Chris, go run this race for me in my truck. So I'm actually in this race this evening, but you won't hear me referencing me or myself or I, because I do it like a broadcast, and that's Chris Scala in that truck, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, then it's okay. It's late in the evening on a Tuesday. We can work with that. All right, starting lineup, going to roll across the top of the screen. In qualifying, it was Stephen Miles getting the pole award. Congratulations to him on that. I think it was Stephen Miles. Why does it say Drayton Cook? I don't know, but it's okay. Trust me, Stephen Miles is on the pole. It'll fix itself here in a moment, I think. If you don't believe me, give me a second here, and when I move the camera, you'll see Stephen Miles up front. There he is with Christopher Dean. This will all update as the race does start. So unfortunately, just the way I think with practice or whatever, and I skipped ahead to the race, it just kind of messed it all up. So let's take a look at the race information. As for some reason it's really small on my screen, that's okay. 78 degrees, 55% humidity, partly cloudy skies with 4-mile-an-hour winds. 100 laps here at Gateway, as mentioned. 101 right now, the track temp. As, again, we'll go green for 100 laps here at Gateway. It's race number 6. 3 races to go in the regular season. Or actually, the season, I should say. There's no playoffs here in this series. So, pace car pulls in. Miles takes off. Here we go. Green flag from Gateway. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook and in the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. As Jason Clark goes for a spin into the infield there, going to hit the inside wall. And then now his front end just falls off his truck. That's not good. And he tows back to pit road. No caution. We stay green. Also saw Zach Mertes have a similar issue. As we come off turn 4, it will be Miles leading lap 1. Christopher Dean there. Below him, Drayton Cook there in the P2P truck. 3rd position there. Just waiting for the timing and scoring to get up to date here, and I will get everything back up on the screen here. As you see Dean go to the front, he passes Miles for the lead. Averill to 2nd, battle here for 3rd. There we go. As we see the 9, it's Dalton Wilson inside of Brandon Alphin for position. You hear the downshift there from Wilson. Something is, I just tried to make a quick edit in my broadcast. I was trying to update it to where I have it in the other streams, and something has made my coding go wrong and make everything look different. Now I'm going to have to find where, it's not there. I changed that. That's right. Yeah, we're going to edit while we're calling this race, by the way. This is live TV for you. Bonoski there behind him. You see Logan Hamilton up in front. Logan, of course, going to town on the field here the week before at Red Bull. Field single file for the most part. This is your first battle, as I was just showing you. The 9 of Dalton inside of Alphin. You see Vinovsky there in the 007. Trying to make some moves there for position. When you see the edits I made here, I think you're going to like it. It's just a matter of whatever I did to screw it up. Change that. Ah! There it is. I think I found it. All that coding right there. And it took one click, and I had to fix it. Now everything does look smaller on my screen for some reason. Well, no, it's regular size. We're good. All right, so Dean has pulled away to about 3/4 of a second right now as we watch Dalton and Alphin battle it out a little bit. Scala there behind him in the 111. Vinovsky there in the 9th position. All this behind Christopher Dean. As we ride behind the Dean machine. You hear the shifting going on between 1 and 2 right now. Already 8 laps in. You see Drayton Cook. He got by Stephen Miles for the 2nd position. That happened... Well, that was actually lap 3, so let's... Never mind, I'm hitting buttons here, screwing things up. Let's go back to lap 9. There we go. Back to where we were. Well, Cook got by Miles. For a second, you see Averill starting to approach there in the 4th spot as we ride on board with the 3 truck. So Clark did take his truck behind the wall after almost self-spinning there into, or coming out of turn 2. Hey, we're having a little bit of a blink issue. Happens sometimes. You see the weather, kind of interesting. Cloudy out there. We'll just keep the weather off the screen because it looks like that's going to be inaccurate. Haven't tried that one yet. It's the first time I've done a recorded broadcast in a while, so there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening, I think, when we see this all work itself out here. There's your points leader, Nick Leo, inside of Vinovsky for position. As up here, Brandon Alphin dives inside of Wilson again. So I talked a little bit about this track with the multiple degrees of banking. Turn 1 and 2 at 9, I think it is, or 11. It's one of the two, and then the other one's at the other. And then 1 and 2, you actually got to use not the bottom groove, but here in 3 and 4, you can go right down there on that rumble strip, but you can fight a little bit on that top side like Dalton's trying to, as Dalton gets the outside wall hard twice. But there's these 2 strips right here that you'll see in the middle of the corner. That's almost like the groove you want to be in at Gateway in 1 and 2. It's kind of weird how that feels, but you could slide up there, hit that outside wall, or you can get a little loose like Clark did at the beginning of the race. As Drayton trying to chase down the 48, you hear him shifting in 3 and 4. That's actually a rarity here. But from what I've been told, a lot of trucks actually did that in this race. Ooh, Miles getting the outside wall off too. Hamilton making the pass on Abril. Scala getting past Alphin for position there. Let's go back here. Ronald Piles trying to battle with Craig Martin. Piles getting really... He hits the wall. It's like 3 straight trucks we've been on board with that smacked the wall off the corner here. Look at Leo making moves here inside of Mertis in the 0-2. Now inside of Vinoski. That's a battle for the 9th position. So Leo goes by. So we got 3 races left. This Gateway race. And then Thursday night, it is Auto Club Speed. Oh, and Vinoski into the wall off Mertis hard. Auto Club Speedway Thursday night. And then we go to Talladega to finish out the season. As the sun trying to make an appearance here through the clouds. Scala making a pass on Alphin for position. Cook doing a good job maintaining, or I'm sorry, Dean doing a good job of maintaining about a second lead. Cook also doing good there, second position, about a half second up on Miles. As this field kind of gets spread out here. And again, in this series, you only get 35% fuel, so pit stops are going to be coming in the next 5 to 6, 7 laps, if I remember correctly, of the fuel mileage in these trucks. And you got 3 sets of tires to work with, so you got to kind of strategize when to use them. You see Dean bringing it into 3 and 4. Of course, we're right outside St. Louis, Missouri. In the town of Madison, Illinois, right across the Mississippi River. You'll see a little bit of the drag strip there. And you see the city there for a second. That is the Gateway Motorsports drag strip, where, of course, the NHRA Series runs in at the track. There's also a road course a part of this track. And even some go-karts inside the track that you can race at. And there you see the highway right off the turn 2 there. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head which highway that is, but it is an interstate. As Miles starts to put the pressure on Cook here for second, you see Logan Hamilton about 2.5 seconds back. Alphin coming back to the inside of Scala for 6th. Alphin maybe just saving the tires just a little bit. It's Marion Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. I got it backwards. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram Truck Series. As here we go with the pit stops. Drayton Cook, Tim Abril on pit road. put the track map up there for you so you can see where everybody is during the pit stops. You will lose a lap on pit road. See, who's this? Is that that's April back there blinking as he comes to pit road. Leo is in, Mertes, and trying to see who that black and blue truck is in the back. Might be Locklear is who that is. So it looks like fuel only for a lot of these trucks as they pull away. And the leader's the number 12. You'll see him on the front straightaway there coming to turn 1. So actually a lot of these leaders doing a good job staying on the lead lap here in case a caution comes out. So here comes Stephen Miles to pit road. Alphin's in, Scala. Let's see, Dalton Wilson. And Dallas Childers leaving his pit stall. So obviously this is working out a lot better than the Tuesday night race. Had 13 cautions in it. It was an interesting one, unfortunately. But so far, so good here on Thursday night. All right, so there goes Cook right there going by Stephen Miles. So the question going to be the 12 versus the 8. You look up in turn 3 right now on the map, you see the 8 and the 7. And the 48 right there. Can the 12 get out before the 48? All right, there's Hamilton leaving pit road, looking for Dean. There he is going to turn 1. And you got that exit road right there, and you see easily the 48 goes by. So you see how the field gets all spread out now with those pit stops. And Christopher Dean going to be first. Looks like Drayton Cook will be second. Hamilton will get the undercut on Miles to take the 3rd position away. Tim Abril still 5th. It's the first time I've actually gotten to really use the map. I used it a little bit in the Sunday night race. But I figure it's another good added asset to see where drivers are in the track when pit stops are going on. Let's check out the 3rd place battle here. Hamilton and Miles. Drayton right there in front of him. Now, one thing about this track, when you get on older tires, it becomes really tough to pass. You almost got to hope for a mistake out of some of these trucks. Cook got a little loose off the corner. Here comes Hamilton with a good run inside. And there he goes, making the pass. So move Logan up to 2nd. Cook back to 3rd, but so far good clean racing here in the first 25 laps. Dalton Wilson back here in the 9, trying to make some moves on Zach Mertes. Got this battle here. Tim Abril trying to fall back to the 21 of Brandon Alphin. Caution out? You would think I'd remember when the cautions are, but I do know one thing. That's one of the rare things. I'm green. We are still green. Is my timing and scoring, I don't think will turn yellow when the caution comes out. So I got to kind of see it and kind of catch it when it comes out. So forgive me. I might think there's a caution out and there really isn't. Miles putting the pressure on Cook here for third. You see Cook kind of diamonding the corner. It's a way to approach this track that does work. Good exit from Cook there down the front straightaway. Makes the straightaways longer by doing what they call the diamond. Enter low, slide up the track, enter or exit the corner low. You see Drayton sliding up. Miles going to try to fill the gap. That's the one downfall, if you will, of doing the diamond there, is you got to be careful of somebody literally throwing their nose in there, because it can cause you to either make contact and wreck. But thankfully, Drayton had enough awareness there to say, all right, you got your nose there, and give him the room, and Miles able to make the pass for third. Somebody with maybe not as much experience or whatever could see some contact there and some issues. Logan Hamilton is chopped into, no pun intended, with the Atlanta Braves paint scheme. Dean's lead here of 0.5 of a second. As we complete lap 30 next time by. And you see they've put a lap on Dallas Childers, who is a lap down, 16th position for him. There's Nick Leo in the 8th position. So one error that actually did happen in this race tonight, let's go ahead and throw it out there. There was an accidental placement of unlimited resets and no green-white checkers added to the race. So I can guarantee you a couple things. One, there's resets. Two, we're going 100 laps and no more. As they go past Piles and put him a lap down, is Hamilton all over Dean now. Clean and green here so far, the first start of this race. One thing I'm noticing now, these faster trucks, the ones up front, not seeing a lot of lap fall off. I mean, what, about 0.9 of a second so far in 30 laps with a pit stop in there? Very interesting to see. 35.9 for Logan that time by. 36.01 for Dean. Dean slides up, and that allows Logan to show the nose. Can he get to his inside? Not able to do so. As Abril going to come to pit road. Here we go, second round of pit stops. As the 3 is in. See, this time looks like tires and fuel. Drayton Cook going to come to pit road, so the first 2 from the last cycle of stops going to be back in. 14.9 for Tim. Here's Drayton. You see the leaders coming off turn 4 right now. 4 tires and fuel for the 8. Drayton pulls away. So there's your early pit stop guys. We'll see now when these others are going to come to pit road. I'm assuming they're going to try to get to lap 40. But obviously, for the 8 and the 3 trucks, those guys looking to maybe do an undercut here and get some track position with the newer tires early. Ooh, Hamilton about got the wall and about wrecked it. Oh, nice save on his part. Dean's just been flawless there in the front, just kind of running his own pace and logging laps. One thing about Dean that I've learned from other series with him is the man can race on older surfaces. Now, this track was repaved about 3, 4, 5 years ago or so, but it still is aged pretty well. And this is actually the older surface that we race on in iRacing. This is not the new Gateway surface that was done a couple years ago. So we could put this on the list with like Rockingham, Chicago, Darlington, with the older surfaces, and this is where Dean shows himself pretty well, is on these kind of tracks. Let's go back here as Dalton Wilson has got the back of Mertes. And a battle for 8th is on right here. And Dean going to come to pit road. Here comes the leader and almost spins it out. Nick Leo on pit road. Mertes, Locklear on pit road. Oh, trouble. Stephen Miles has gone around over here in the pit entrance. And the caution is out. You can't see it because my screen's green. I promise you the caution's out. Right in the middle of green flag pit stops. Yeah, there you go. I promise, caution's out. I think Brandon Alphin here is going to get an unsafe, or not an unsafe entrance, but a pit road close penalty because he was right about here when the caution came out and had nowhere to go. But here come the ones who have stayed out. Couple of trucks getting caught a lap down here, it looks like. But Scala, Miles, Wilson, Vinoski, I think Stephen Melnick. Now, Abril and Dean and a few of those guys were able to stay on the lead lap here, I believe, or get back to the lead lap. I'll have to check what timing and scoring here. But let's go back to the crash real quick here with Miles, or spin, I should say. If I had a quarter for any time I've said Stephen Miles brings out a caution, it's not often. But he makes a mistake, just overshoots it, loops it around, and apparently Gateway has some very, I guess, aggressive markings for cautions. And that right there brought the caution out, believe it or not. That's why Miles hangs her right here and goes back on track. Gateway, one of those tracks that has an actual entrance to pit road over here in turn 3, and you see Miles just on the brakes, truck won't stop, and just goes loop-de-loo with it. There you go. And for those, I always like to show this, for those who have never seen a pit stop before on iRacing. There's 4 tires and fuel for you. All right, so basically with this strategy, it allows the leaders, those who came to pit road, they're going to stay out here and become the leader of the race. And the only problem I'm trying to recognize here is who got the lucky dog here? Thinking maybe Vanosky got the labor. Oh, the lucky dog here because he's coming around the track here. All right, so now the trucks that coming back around here to come to pit road, probably going to top off the fuel here. And Logan Hamilton going to be the leader. If anyone's in front of Logan, they'll get the wave around here. Or, yeah, the wave around and be able to catch the pace car. I see the 84 of Locklear. See Leo Mertes. And the one thing that I was helping kind of run the show here like I did Tuesday night while streaming. And one thing I did try to do, because I know there were some questions about it, some like it, some don't, but unfortunately, we made the calls, and I'm one of consistency. And Tuesday night, both times we had wave arounds of multiple cars or whatever. I threw an extra lap of caution to allow those trucks to get lined up so nobody got penalized. And I believe I do the same thing here. But it should cycle back around to Logan Hamilton going to be the leader. We should get one to go this time by. But how about that? A 41 lap green flag run to start the race. Hamilton going to take the outside lane. Scala going to be third with Stephen Miles fourth. Dalton Wilson going to be P5. So even though Miles spun out, it kind of worked out for him to still be in the top 5. Cook, Averill, those guys, unfortunately, the big losers in this as they fall to 7th and 8th now and got to kind of work their way up through traffic. I believe the pace car lights, as I said, I put them back on here. Yep, so we'll get one more lap and get the green flag next time by. So, of course, the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series. And believe it or not, I'm on their website right now, MarionCDJR.com. 2 good things here. 1, this deal that I'm looking at, but 2, there's no photos of Chris Lewis on here anywhere. That's a good thing. But yeah, look at this. A 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. $429 a month right now. So it's a pretty good deal there. Ends July 31st, which is Monday, the summer of Jeep. going on there. Huh. I'm looking at their staff right now. It says meet their staff. There's no photo of Lewis. Come on. All right, coming back to the green. Hamilton leads them as we get back at it. Battle back here. Vinoski and Dalton Wilson for fifth. And Scala gets inside Miles for third. I don't say that often. Oh, caution back out. Caution out. I gotta go find it. Might be Ronald Piles in the 68 truck. See if we can find out what happened here. Gets in there pretty deep. Allows the 0-2 to wash down inside and make the pass. Couple trucks kind of scramble a little bit up ahead here. Dallas gets a little loose with the one, comes down the track. Piles is on the apron. Oh, that's just going to upset the truck. D-Dido, and around she goes into the inside wall. Just a tough situation there, and Piles brings out second caution. That truck, especially when you get down there on those rumble strips, can de-wedge, as they call it. See it one more time here. If Piles was just, I mean, first off, he gets loose there, about gets into the back of Melnick. And here you're going to see Dallas Childers down there on the bottom lane. Goes in the corner, washes up way wide, gets real free. Nice save on his part, but comes down, and Piles just tries to avoid him and gets down on that rumble strip and knocks it down. Unfortunately, just hits the wall slightly. And caution number 2 out on the track. So the $1 million question now, who comes to pit road? Anybody come in and top it off? We're at lap number 47 here, so we're not really in a window. I would say track position's probably your biggest friend here in this case, unless you're towards the back, then why not come top it off? That's what you're going to see. Nick Leo, Craig Martin, Jacob Locklear. So here is the plan for those who end up watching this broadcast, either tomorrow or whatever. So if everything goes right, Thursday night after the truck race at Auto Club, we will broadcast the Gen 4 race from tonight on Thursday. If everything goes right, then we will probably turn around Friday night and do the truck race from Auto Club. But there's no promises. That's just what's in my head, and hopefully I'm able to pull this all off. I got some other things obviously still going on, and a pretty busy schedule. That's why here we are, 12 midnight on a Tuesday night. I got to be at work at 7 a.m. getting this broadcast on. Some think I'm a lunatic. I'm totally okay with that. I should be coming to one to go this time by. Hamilton, Dean, Scala, Miles, Vanoski are top 5. So we're just past the halfway point. I'm going to have to reach out to the guys at Track Cams 22. And I want to see if they can update a camera for this track. And I want to see if they'll find a way to put one right on top of the Porta-John back there off turn 2. That'd be cool. All right, pace car pulls in as Hamilton leads them back to the green flag here. Dean, Scala, Miles, and Vanoski are top 5. Logan with a good jump. As they fan out 2-3 wide down to turn 1. Miles almost getting the outside wall again off 2. Dalton inside of the 111 of Scala here. Abro right there with him. Vanoski also. As Mertes coming to pit road. And I believe he got penalized. That is why he's on pit road. I think, if I remember correctly, or some kind of, I think maybe passing inside or something maybe was the penalty. I'm not sure exactly. As Walton gets loose, or Wilson gets loose. Sorry, Dalton. And Abro to his outside. And up front, Dean going back to the front. So right on board with Vanoski, you see Dean gets past the 12 for the lead, so another lead change. Leo looking inside there of Drayton Cook as those Cook and Abril try to get their track position back. They lost. See Zach Mertz is coming back on track. He is, it looks like 2 laps down after that penalty. So tough break there for the O2, but the good news is still got 45 laps to potentially get some cautions here and get back on the lead lap in this race. Scala by Miles for third. As Abril looks underneath Vanoski. Leo gonna take advantage of Abril not able to finish off the pass, see if he can complete it in turn 1. Very tough pass to make here. On that bottom side, you'll lose a whole ton of momentum, just like you saw Vanoski do off turn 4. And you see Leo's falling back, and now Alphin's to his outside. This is a great fight right here. Leo falling into the clutches of Drayton Cook there behind. This battle here between Alphin and Abril. Nothing going on up front. Dean's pulled away to about a half second, and Scala's about a second back, and then Miles about a half second back from him. And then you got this whole train of trucks. A cluster truck, if you will. Man, I say that, and here comes Hamilton now. Keep an eye on this battle, but these guys here are getting real close to each other. He's right on board with Drayton. And Leo pitted at that caution, by the way. Topped off tank. It's a little loose underneath Abril. The truck that's moving right now is Zach Mertz. He has passed a few trucks trying to get back to 1 lap down the hard way. See if he could pull that one off. Hamilton blinking out a little bit there behind Dean. That is Mertz, their third truck in line. As Alphin comes to pit road, and Hamilton going to go to the front. We think. The window is open right now for everybody to come to pit road. If you do 20 laps on a tank. So kind of curious what the Alphin strategy is here. It looks like fuel only for the 21. And Dale's Pools in spot number 21. They're coming off pit road, trying to stay on the lead lap. And here comes Hamilton to pit road. So the leader comes in. April's going to come in. Right side tires at least. Looks like 4 tires and blinker fluid for the 12. So for fuel only, you can actually beat the leader off pit road. It's with tires, not so much. As you see there, the 2 lap down trucks going by, and then you'll see here in just a second. Maybe I'm wrong. There goes Mertez. Yeah, actually, no, I'm wrong. Logan Hamilton beat Scala out of pit road, so he stays on the lead lap being the leader. So great job on their parts as Miles, Dean, Cook, and Lockley are on pit road. Dean with a good stop. So how interesting that is right there. How, yeah, that was my toilet cam right there. How Dean had to fight to get back on the lead lap right there. And considering how Hamilton's stop was, it's a pretty big difference time-wise here. Let me look at... It's only 0.4 of a second, so I'm actually surprised. Must have been maybe on entry or exit how Dean kind of maybe got off conservative and almost cost him a lap. As Dalton Wilson on pit road. More tires and fuel for the 9. Here comes Scala to pit road, it looks like. Nick Leo on pit road. And it's going to be fuel only for Scala. Let's see if it's the same for Leo. And Leo looks like he's putting tires on. So 4 tires for the 069 truck. And leader now is that guy right there, Craig Martin. The 55 truck. Ronald Piles running second, Melnick third, Dallas Childers, and then Logan Hamilton first off pit road. They're in a 5th position. Oh, Logan! Has pounded the inside wall. I think his screen went black here. And spins over in 3 and 4. It's going to bring the caution out. Leading this race. And his screen goes black. Caution out. And it's actually started all the way in turn 4. And right here, you're just going to see it just turns left. And he actually had a black screen at that moment, and he literally just hung a left to try to keep out of everybody's way and not hit anyone. And then right there, his screen comes back on. He's able to just kind of stay off the track here and out of everybody's way. But unfortunately, I think it gets worse over in turn 3 and 4. And thankfully, nobody else was involved. So once again, during pit stops, a tough break there. So everybody's going to cycle back around. And Mertz is going to be on pit road. I think Zach got the lucky dog. I think he's going to be back on the lead lap now with all the pit stops. As Dean, Scala, Miles, Martin, and then Vanoski. That's going to be your top 5. This is a big win for Martin, jumping up there to the 4th position. And I believe Zach Mertz is, like I said, ended up with the lucky dog. And is back on the lead lap. So he was 2 laps down, gets the green flag cycle, and jumps right back on the lead lap. So great job on his part as Martin's going to come to pit road here. And I can go ahead and admit what was going on there. Dean said he was taking the top side, and I was messing with him trying to take the bottom from, or the bottom side. One of the two was going on there. As pace car pulls in, Dean gets a real good start. And Miles takes off up the 2nd. Green flag back out, lap 74. We get into the waning laps of this race. Racing starting to pick up. Now you see Mertes on the move again inside of Leo. 84 right there with him of Locklear also. I think a lot of trucks took tires there during that pit stop because I'm seeing the 111 starting to fall back now. Oh, contact! And in a little hard goes Leo. The points leader. Along with Scala, along with Dalton Wilson involved. And caution is out again for the 4th time. And some torn up trucks. And I'm going to give you a hint on something. One of these people forgot that there were unlimited resets. I'll let you figure out who it is. And if you want to guess it was me, then you're correct. And the reason why I forgot is because, to be honest with you, I was thinking more in this situation. I was like, all right, the point leader just wrecked. And I did not want to be the person to be blamed for it. I'll let others be the predictors of that. So, usually me and Chris Lewis kind of go over all the incidents to see who caused what. And this one, I've kind of got to let Lewis take leadership and say, hey, you make the call. I mean, I could fully take 100% blame on that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have been in that spot. Anyways. So there you go. Got to view the wreck a couple times there. Leaders back on pit road here because the pit window opens up. Craig Martin stays out. Dallas Childers stays out. Looks like Mertes fuel only. Piles fuel only. All right, so it looks like Martin and those guys come to pit road here. So maybe they were thinking that they needed to get one more lap to potentially make it on fuel if this race were to go green. So Brandon Alphin going to take the lead now. Mertes, who, 5 laps ago was 2 laps down and now runs second. Piles up to third. Dean, Cook, and Abril, your top 6. We'll get one to go this time by here in this race number 6 of the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series. Race 7 next week at Thursday night, I should say, at Auto Club. And then Talladega, the wild card. There's 2 wild cards in this schedule this season. Race 1 at Daytona, race 8 at Talladega. Put the points up after the ARCA race today, or Gen 4 race from Auto Club. And we got, 3 guys within 10? All right, going back green here. 20 laps to go. Pyle slides up the track, off and shuts the door on Mertes. Here comes Dean, almost some contact there. Cook and Averill have worked their way back up. Stephen Miles up to the 7th position. And Dean pokes a nose out for the lead. He's been the dominant one today. Drives in there, slides up. A little slide job there. Locklear makes a move on Piles for position. Piles going to try to cross him back. And some great racing here. Hate that we have to do this kind of a post-delayed broadcast, but, you know, good news is I have the technology to be able to do something like this still. It's Craig Martin with some issues. Dallas Childers into the inside wall. And I think we stay green. Yes, we do. We can go back and see what happened to Dalton here, or to Dallas real quick. Ooh, some contact. He gets loose down into the 55. I think Kapowie into the 5-hour energy wall. And bad news is, no, that wall does not give you 5-hour energy. So I think that'd be kind of cool. Dalton Wilson inside for 9th, takes that position away on Piles. And here's Averill inside of Mertes for 3rd. Averill there behind him. As Mertes now inside of Alphen, so Mertes trying to complete the comeback here. And Zach's going to make the pass here, so move Mertes up to 2nd. And speaking of comebacks, Drayton Cook with a good one as he tries to take 3rd. Now the question here is, do we have to make another round of pit stops? Miles working the inside on April. Eleven laps to go as Dean pulls away 0.7 of a second. Anything can happen right here in this pack right now as Alfin falls back here. Cook has gone by for third. And now he's going to hold off Abril there for fourth. And Miles starting to join the picture. Jacob Locklear there in seventh. Starting to make an appearance. A good run for him. 10 to go. Drayton outside. Oh, and Mertz is in the wall. And Tim Abril gets some damage, it looks like. And Locklear into the grass. And look out. Leo with a nice miss. And caution out for the 5th time, I believe. See what happens. Martez as Drayton, they just come together. Abril nowhere to go and going to hit the inside wall and spin back up the track. Locklear kind of sliding through. Nice job by Leo. Somebody parks right in your front yard. You don't want that. Oh, with 10 laps to go, back under caution here. Leaders coming to pit road. Alfin, Mertes, Piles, Melnick, these guys here maybe have a set of tires left. You do get 3 sets in the series. Abril getting a reset there as he'll pull back out. So good night to take advantage of resets. Now remember also, there is no green-white checkers tonight because of the way the race was set up. So right now we have 7 laps to go in this race. So there's a chance that this is the final restart coming up right here. Old school racing, if you will. Appreciate those who have come over and said hello in the stream and watched. And of course, this will be available. As a matter of fact, as soon as it's done, I'll grab the link and post it back over in chat so people can watch the replay in Discord. Because usually it takes like 2 hours for YouTube to load them up or something. I don't know what the exact timing is of it or whatever. In case somebody stays up late or has to work or can get up early in the morning and watch it. Now, for those who do see this before the points are posted, I will say this now. Me and Chris still have to talk about this race. And, of course, with that caution that had Leo and myself in it, is the only reason, really, we have not put the points up for the trucks is because I want to make sure that proper blame or whatever goes on, too, for that wreck. And I want Lewis to look at it and make the call so that, you know, we can have the right point set up. All right, so 1 to go. As we'll get the green flag with 5 laps to go. Dean looking for win number 1 here in TI. Drayton Cook looking to get himself another win. Won at Bristol earlier this season. Stephen Miles going to restart 3rd. Of course, Miles, one of the winningest drivers in this series history. Locklear there 4th. Anything can happen here on this restart. Gateway does have some notorious restarts because of the long straightaways. Pace car pulls in. Dean's gone. So one thing about this league, you can go as soon as the pace car pulls off. Drayton goes to the bottom to protect Miles to the top side. Three wide down to turn 1. Mertes, Abril, Wilson, as Dean drives away. Oh, Miles gets hit by Vinovsky, and Vinovsky goes around, keeps it straight. And caution is out. That might be the race. Let's see if I can get you a replay here. That's the restart. I'm just watching a restart here. And go on board with Vinovsky here. Looks like he just sends it into the corner and unfortunately runs in the back of Miles, who was there in front of him. What's up, Wolfram? Oh yeah, just sends it way too deep. And unfortunately, just being that sideways brought the caution out. And Vinovsky coming to pit road. And 3 laps to go here. And I think this is going to be it. Because they would have to get the 2 to go right here to get a 1-lap shootout. So what I'm actually going to do is, because this is going to be the last lap of the race, is I'm just going to bump it ahead to the white flag lap. Final lap is Dean will go to victory lane. Drayton Cook will finish 2nd. Miles 3rd. Locklear, Mertes. And Tim Abril will finish 6th. Dalton Wilson 7th. Craig Martin 8th, Ronald Piles 9th, Brandon Alfin ends up 10th. Tough run there for the 21. Melnick, Clement Downing, Jake Vinovsky ends up 13th. Dallas Childers 14th, Leo 15th. Scala 16th, Hamilton and Clark off the track. In the end, what was a fantastic race. Great racing throughout the night. Good bounce back from the Tuesday night unfortunate situation. So, Christopher Dean adds his name to the list of winners in the TI Racing League, taking the 48 to victory lane. It's out for Piles. I'm piling in there. You see the finishing order over there on the left side of the screen, how everyone finishes. So congratulations to Dean. Again, for those who watch this, the points will be updated hopefully by Wednesday. And we'll get those updated. They'll definitely be done before Thursday night's race. So worst case scenario, I can go to somebody I know who can tell me whose fault it was for that wreck or whatever. We'll get it figured out. So that's it. We're out. Thank you for watching. I'm going to bed. And yeah. We'll see you Thursday from Auto Club Speedway for the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series. So big shout out to those guys out in Marion, North Carolina for watching and being a part of the league. Shout out to Chris Lewis and all the drivers of the series. And big shout out to Dean on winning here at Gateway. Always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!